Well, protests have always been a way to get a message across, no matter what your opinions may be. Well, a local artist in residence in St. Louis is actually hosting workshops about protest signage. Here to talk a little bit about that is St. Louis Post-Dispatch arts writer Valerie Schrampon. Thanks for joining us on Arts Pop.
Hi, Angela. Thanks for having me.
A unique perspective from an artist that is spending some time in St. Louis this summer. Tell us a little bit about this project that's going on.
Right. Well, her name is Erin and she lives in Chicago, and she grew up in California, and she's an immigrant. She came over here and her family from South Korea when she was a little girl. And her mother was a seamstress, and she sort of learned to sew out of necessity. She helped her mother out when her mother brought work home. So anyway, she grew up and became an artist, and she makes protest banners and has been hosting workshops around the country for people on learning how to make protest banners. And they're mostly made out of cloth and fabric, and the workshops start with, kind of a little group discussion about what kind of message do you want to get across. And she said that people, even if their politics don't necessarily align, it's kind of a real communal type of gathering space, and people make these. And she also has a protest banner lending library where people can check out banners to use and protest around the country, and they've been seen everywhere.
I guess one of the things about using cloth as opposed to poster board and things like that, a little bit more durable,
right,
so that message can maybe be reused or left behind someplace to make a message known, right?
Right. I asked her that. I said, what's wrong with Sharpie and cardboard? And she said, well, it's interesting because they are more durable, they last longer, you could transport them easier. She says she knew of somebody that had one folded up and kept in her backpack, so she could essentially be ready to go out anytime.
I think something interesting about this that you bring up is that this might be a space where some people could maybe learn about this process, make something, even if they're not going to use it, right?
Right. I mean, some people have made these and then given them back to the library, or some people are not really able to protest. They might have younger children, or they might be undocumented, and so they might not feel safe going out on the streets, but this is a way for them to come together. So she's going to be hosting a protest banner workshop this Wednesday, and also too, she has a big banner, and it was just hung earlier this week on the side of the Pulitzer Arts Foundation building, and it's going to be hanging there through the end of August if you want to go see one.
Yeah, great. So this is through the Pulitzer Arts there, kind of organizing all of it. For much more information, I want you to pick up today's A&E section of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, or look for it on their website, stltoday.com. We will, of course, link you up to Valerie's full article from our website, fox2now.com, and you can always look for Arts Pop on the Fox 2 mobile app. Valerie, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.